Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. How are we doing? Started this live stream at 11:11 intentionally. Usually it's random. Usually the topics I talk about are off the cuff. This one, no. I plan what I'm going to say here, but obviously I'll freestyle along the way. How you doing, Dimez HD? Cheese Baller, what a great name that is. John's in the house. Hello. Jimmy Reach. Woo! All right. Let's do this. Hey, I'm here. Just had a great conversation with my boy Abid, guy who lives in Madrid. Fantastic guy. I enjoyed that a lot. Hey, Joe, how you doing? Dwayne Neal, great guy on my site. Shares amazing finds. Just a really, really good dude. Sideman, what a guy. He called Wolves yesterday with a phenomenal code. Another really nice guy, which is more important than being a great coder. Guy Baldwin's in the house. How you doing? So, going to break this down for you. Like, who is the illusion and who he isn't? This is very important to me. Hey, Karen, much love. So when you have any type of a following, accusations come at you. I make accusations all the time about people, celebrities that I don't know. So I'm fully aware that it comes with having a small fan base, but having a voice, having a platform, people are going to come for you. I get that, and I'm all right with that. But I'll just clear a few things up as I have 19 in the live, 9 likes, the Queen's funeral date. Abid, Ahmad, how you doing? Stephen. So look at that number 9 with the likes, 19 in the live. Remember, Alvarez and Haaland signed for Man City, 19 and 9, all connected to the Queen. It'll be interesting today to see if Haaland scores his 33rd Premier League goal exactly a span of 33 weeks after the Queen died. We'll see if that happens, but who knows? I'm not here to talk about sports. So, Svali's here. I'm going to be seeing him soon, hopefully. Wonderful guy, a spiritual guy, an intelligent guy, and a guy who you can have fun with as well. Very deep, but I like that. I'll be seeing him soon. Right, let's crack on with this then. Let's crack on. The reason I'm doing this is because recently there's been some outrageous and scandalous accusations about me, and hilarious. So I'll just let you know who I am, how I became the illusion, what I stand for, and what I believe in. Doesn't mean you have to agree with everything I believe in and what I stand for. Yeah, the City Arsenal code's on my website if you want to read it. Right. I'm going to start with this. So some of these people might be watching this, and I hope they are. They've done a whole blog about me, dedicating a whole blog to the illusion. I thought, this is interesting. And it's called Adam from the Illusion. Is he part of the club? First of all, what's the club? What's the club? Am I part of the Illuminati? What's the club? Is he part of the club? The guy who wrote this is, as far as I'm aware, from Liverpool, and he can't spell. So it's very hard. I'm not meaning to have a go at him. I'm an English teacher, but if you're going to make accusations, like, at least, and you're going to write a blog, you've got to be able to spell. You have to be able to spell. So I'm going to read it out to you, and then I'm going to clear it up. And some of the comments might make you laugh. Others might make you think. It's up to you how you see it, but it's very interesting. I'll go through a few accusations. So let's make a start. This is in no way me like angry. I find it more comical than anything. And I'll also let you know my story, which is more important than what other people think my story is. John loves it with a good vid comment. So let's read them out, eh? All right. It takes a while. It's like they've wrote an essay about me. All right. Let's hear this out then. So if you're watching and you wrote this, I'll let you know who I am. I've thought a few weird things about Adam for a while now. For one, although everything we see in the news is for sure coded to Adam, every single thing is also coded. But every single thing is also fake. Even rapes, brutal gang murders, and such are all confirmed fake by Adam. First of all, no, I don't say that everything's fake. At all. I say that everything in the mainstream media is coded, and I think it's manipulated. I don't say everything's fake. So that's nonsense. Not only that, but basically every football player or mainstream athlete, in Adam's opinion, are all T-gender. No. I say all the top stars. the A-listers. I believe they are. And it connects to Baphomet because I've studied demonology. I don't just throw this out there. Okay? I don't think it's every athlete. I'm friends with pro athletes, friends who've been pro athletes, not at the highest level. I'm talking about those ones. Again, just the spelling mistakes. I might find it hard to read this out. He does run away with himself, but yet he does prove it all by the numbers. So is he right? Which he spelled W-R-I-T-E instead of R-I-G-H-T. Is he right? It's not about me being right, whoever this person is. It ain't about me being right. It's about me expressing my thoughts on a platform. If you like it, listen. If you don't, don't. It ain't about me being right. When it comes to me coding sports, yeah, it does come down to me being right. And I'm right practically every time, aren't I? If you're on my site, you can see that. Those who are not on my site don't know that because you've not taken a chance on the site. And I don't go around promoting myself all the time like some people. And then it says, nah, not really. I've proved this, the word that I detest, prove. I proved this with the riot last year outside my house. It was coded the next day when it hit the papers. Of course it was. These satanic insult affiliate everything. People I know, spelled N-O, are still actually in jail for that riot. And 4 are up in court, 3 lads, 1 girl. At the end of the month for various acts of madness, right down from a fray, right up to insinuating riots, which, spelled W-I-T-C-H, is a bad charge, I might add. I was there and seen it with my own eyes, and I decoded it the next day and put it on the site, ungovernable.com. There's a cheap plug for you. Check it out. I think you have to pay. I don't know why you'd want to pay for this. It's writing blogs and he can't spell. To prove my point that it was very real but still affiliated to the numbers by the papers the next day. Would the illusion say that it was fake? My word. As much as I grasp and fully understand the concepts of all this, everything is fake stuff. I don't say everything's fake. It needs to be said things can and still do happen that are real. I've said that. No, not coincidences. Well, they don't exist. Coincidences are another long-ass topic that's about stacking the odds of probability up. No, they don't exist. Real events do actually happen, and if it's any sort of big story that Masons never staged, but the story is too big to be hid, then they affiliate it and put it to the numbers how they see it. Okay? So again, he's giving all the credit to the Masons. I did all of that 3 years ago. I grew out of that. There's no way that the Masons are coding our reality. Not a chance. All right? Most Masons don't have a clue. A 33 degree, yes, they have a lot of power. They have a lot of influence. The average Mason don't have a clue. All right. I'm not gonna read out everything here because he's blagging on. I just want to read a couple of hilarious ones here. All right. Where's the one where he said? Oh, he said because I said Thomas Cashman and the 9-year-old girl who got killed was made up. He's gone wild at me. Because I said he got sentenced 42 days after he committed it, and then he got sentenced to 42 years, and he killed a 9-year-old girl who was 34. 34 connects to 9, because 34 is the 9th triangular number. And then Liverpool's game after, they won 9-0, and she got killed in Liverpool. And then Celtic won 9-0 the day after, who have You'll Never Walk Alone theme. All right, which definitely connects to the devil. That's why Klopp's coached at Mainz, Dortmund, and Liverpool, who all have You'll Never Walk Alone themes. And he was born 616, the alternate number of the beast. Why I was able to tell you the Warriors would win the NBA Finals 4-2 and close it out on 616 because of that. Because my codes connect to the Bible. Don't mean I know everything about the Bible. The only thing I say with complete fact is God wins. I feel it in my heart and my soul, so I'll say it. So he's saying that it happened and the Masons and the media made up the numbers. Why? Why would they make up 42 years? Why would they sentence him 42 days after? Why would they have the 34-9 connection? Why would then Liverpool win 9-0 and number 9 Firmino gets the man of the match like I said he would? Why? All right. These people can't comprehend my coding because they're nowhere near it. They're not even close to it. And it sounds arrogant, but that's the reality. People say I'm arrogant, I'm cocky, I think I know everything. No, I've said a million times, I don't know everything. I wouldn't want to know everything. Only God knows everything. I just did a live stream about it. But I know when it comes to coding, I ain't come across anyone as good as me. I haven't. And that's the reality. And you say it's cocky, that's how I see it. I speak from my heart. Then he starts talking about Joseph and how Joseph called me out. Well, Joseph and I are good now. We know why we called each other out. We had a disagreement about the Antichrist. All right, I don't think anyone knows who the Antichrist is. I don't think anyone knows who the beast is. You've got that Watchman report, whatever his name is, Marco Ponce, doing a whole live stream about me, saying that he knows who the beast is. It's the Saudi prince, and he knows God told him. No, he didn't. You just convinced yourself that you know, but you don't know. And that's the key thing, that we don't know everything. The only entity that knows everything is God. The devil don't know everything. Demons don't know everything. The smartest guy in the world doesn't know everything. So when someone's telling you, I know who the beast is, and I've proven it, no, you're delusional, which people call me the delusion because that's so funny. Tell me how I'm delusional. Tell me how I'm delusional. I call sports day in, day out, and my hit rate is as good as anybody's. I call out the T agenda. I was calling that out 2 years ago, and look what's happened since. I was bang on about it. I called the Queen's death. I got a book about it. I've told you Kobe connects to Revelation, and everything changed when he died. Has it? Yes. All right. I've called out the education system that I was a part of. And I know there's a lot of beauty to it and a lot of good, but I've called it out. I've called out the moon landing hoax. I've called out the mainstream media. I've called out symbolism. I've called out the devil. I've promoted God. All right. This guy as well, who's accusing me of all these things, said that he does drink smoothies in his live streams. I think he's pushing the vegan agenda. I've ate lasagna in my live streams and bacon sandwiches, mate. So I don't think I'm pushing the vegan agenda. I drink water 90% of the time. Somebody said he wears a pink shirt, so he's, I can't say the word, Trans, because I wore a pink shirt. Really? So this is the stuff you deal with when you have any type of a platform, and it's comical, and they get in their own head. So he thinks I'm a sicko Mason shill. A sicko Mason shill. In regards to the T agenda, which I always talk about, is it not an agenda? Is it not pushing depopulation? Was I wrong when I say Pride Month has demon in the middle of it and it's the 6th month and the flag has 6 colors? Am I wrong about that? Am I wrong when Lucifer got cast out of heaven for his pride and then Pride Month gets promoted for a whole month? When Mother's Day, you get 1 day, Father's Day, 1 day. Am I wrong about that? Or am I bang on? All right? I ain't this guy who just promotes or pushes one agenda. I cover so many topics. I ain't pushing one thing like some people. All right? I cover a range of topics through the Holy Spirit that God's given me. Simple as that. And the people who say he just codes sports, he's exceptional at coding sports, and that's all he can do. No, that's a lie. That's just one of the things that I can do at a high level. Ain't the only thing I can do. I don't gamble. If I did, I'd make thousands and thousands and thousands a month if I gambled. And again, anyone on my site knows that because I call what's going to happen. How can I code all these NBA playoff games and have one wrong? Am I lucky? No, I'm not lucky because I've done it for 2.5 years. So again, I drink smoothies, so I'm pushing a vegan agenda. And they've got a website trying to make money from making these accusations. The illusion equals 111. And what's your point? Thy devil equals 111. Really? Is that all you've got? Thy devil? So again, so I'm a shill. The illusion and matches with the Jesuit order and a couple of ciphers. Yeah, it does. And I gave myself the name The Illusion when I wrote the book before I found gematria. I've told you that 1,000 times to people. I didn't know what gematria was. I called the book The Illusion before I had a website, before I had a Patreon, before I had any type of fan base, before I had a YouTube channel, which he's calling YouTube, which they've given me 2 strikes, and they demonetize all my videos, demon, first 5 letters of demonetize, and they'll get rid of me soon enough. All right. And when that does happen, that's not necessarily a badge of honor, but getting your Patreon taken down was a badge of honor because it didn't happen. Right after I was calling everything spot on, future after future after future, started talking about God, started talking about revelation, calling everything out as clean as it gets. Woo! As clean as it gets, they take my Patreon off me and they steal $3,000. Why? Because the devil did it. All right? Did he stop me? No. I have a website now because of the Archangel Gabriel who assisted. I have a website that's thriving. All right? Does it make me lucky? No. Does it make me a fraud? No. Because nobody has to sign up to it. I back up what I say. So, again, this is what I've said about gematria. The people who just use that calculator cannot code. They can't code. They will find whatever they want in that calculator. And I've said it for over a year now, and it hurts people's hearts. Type in, what about that guy? That again, I forgot his name. The Watchman report, the whatever it is. He typed in illusion equals 666. How are you taking out the? How are you taking out the? You're going to put illusion. Then he called me the 666. You can't beg like that. It's cringe-worthy to do that, to call people out with gematria. Adam gets you 26 and 10. So does God. Am I God? Am I God? Is that how it works? No, not at all. Not at all. So, again, what can you say about people like that? There's not much you can say. And these Masonic poses. By the way, the guy, whatever his name is, who did a video about me doing that, and then he called me out because he said I got the World Cup pick wrong. When I said Argentina first, said it 18 months before, told everyone back Argentina, England, and Brazil. One of them will win it. You're guaranteed a really nice profit. Said it. I got so many videos. I was talking about Argentina 18 months before. I did 3 videos about it. I did one with Net Void. I did my own. Posted on my Patreon. People won tons of money. And I left one comment saying England or Brazil about 4 a.m., half asleep, to this guy. He obviously bet money on one of them. Didn't take Argentina. And then he did a whole video for a minute and a half or less saying I'm a Mason and I can't get picks right. When that's nonsense because I prove it every day. So you, mate, whatever your name is, you go through all your videos, and what's your most watched video? Me. You're talking about me for a minute and a half. That's your most watched video, isn't it? It says it all. So calling people out to be Masons because of that, I am showing you with stuff like this, right? Rashford's doing it, Saka's doing it, Sancho's doing it, Steph Curry's doing it. You got boxers doing it, golfers doing it. They're all doing it. You got Trump doing it. All right? Why? All in tribute to Marcus Rashford? Really? No, it's the mark of the beast. The people coming for me, they don't want me revealing all of this. All right? They want you just doing what Zach Hubbard does, encoding the news. All right? We live in a coded reality. The devil's infiltrated the code. God wins. All right? God gets the final word in all of this. The devil is going to take people down. He's going to devour many people. He will. Those who are spiritually lost are going to get eaten alive. All right? It's going to be the equivalent of playing a football game against like an elite team against players that have never kicked a ball before. What's going to happen? All right? Got to build that spirit. I work on it every day myself. I help other people. When people call me out and I say I've helped people find God, they're telling me that. They're emailing me every day. They're calling me saying that. You've led me to God. You've made me believe in Jesus. You made me pick up a Bible. Yeah, well, you've done that. I'm not going to take all the credit. All credit goes to God, but that's the reality. And then you got these preachers who think they know everything about the Bible when they don't. They don't know how to present it. They'll read out all these verses, all right, but they're not lit with that spirit. It's like literally watching, like imagine when a really intelligent student gives a presentation and the information's just, all right, it's complex. And they're giving it and you're falling asleep. It's not hitting your soul and your spirit and you're just shutting off. I speak with such passion and light, and I do, about God. And that the big thing you all need to know is that God wins. Somebody said, oh, it's just a slogan. He's trying to get people on his website who believe in God. Well, most people don't, do they? We live in a world of godlessness at the moment. A fallen world, all right, where everything's accepted other than God, it seems. So it doesn't make sense for me to push God in this fallen world if I want more money. What would make sense is if I was to heavily come here every day. I could tell you this, I will. Hawks last night, 8-1, plus 800. Suns, Durant, both came in. Nuggets, all came in. Crazy picks. I could do a live every day about that, and I could up my website staggeringly. I could charge $50 a month for my website and easily have hundreds of people sign up. Easy. But I don't. I've not upped my price. I've kept it on $10. Oh, Satan equals 10. So does God. All right? I haven't upped it. Everything else is going up. I haven't upped my price. The people who tell me I do it all just for money. Again, accusations by people who are far off in their statements about me. You can make your accusations, but give me some substance. There's yet to be anybody that's given me any substance. Somebody told me this. You lied. You don't have the same birthday as your dad. You always have these perfect stories. So when I say I was born on my dad's 31st birthday, 11th prime, 11's my favorite number. He lives at number 11. It's my football jersey number. My first email, adamedwards11@hotmail.com. Oh, you're making it up. It's too perfect. I was born 14-4. There's 144,000 sealed. There's 1,440 minutes in a day. Oh, you're making it up. The Jesuit order equals 144. You work for them. Never heard of the Jesuit order before I found Zach Hubbard. Simple as that. It wasn't even in my book. I'm not even sure I've mentioned it in my book. I didn't know who the Jesuit order was. I didn't know anything about the popes. I didn't know anything about the Vatican. I knew next to nothing about religion. So no, I don't work for the Jesuit order. And when you say I work for the Jesuit order, you speak like I'm working for Sony Studios or something. I've told you, the Jesuits at the highest level are working for Satan. I think Satan, all the religions that have been created other than Christianity, is the devil. That's what I think. Is it going to hurt people? Of course it is. You can't have a go at me for saying it, for having an opinion, for expressing how I feel when it comes to those topics. You can disagree, but you can't have a go and start snapping at me. So someone's saying, oh, my all-seeing eye. Like, what does that represent to you, the all-seeing eye? Yes, the illusion equals 144. That's a beautiful number. And it's organic because I gave myself that name before I found gematria, as I've told you. You don't know that because you don't know who I am. But I've said it. Go watch any video where I've talked about this stuff. I never change my story, do I? I don't change my story. So all these comments, like, he never lived in LA. That means the Angels. He works for Lucifer. He never played for Hollywood. Vinnie Jones wasn't his coach. He never left his wife. He never gave up a $300,000 house. He never left his job at an international school. He never played for Bradford City. All those things are true. All those things. Oh, he can't even play football. He claims he's a great footballer. Yeah, I am a great footballer. These are not claims. It's who I am. I speak my mind. I speak my truth, not the truth, my truth. I've told you all about my journey to God, how beautiful it's been. I didn't believe in God for basically 35 years. All right? I was a good guy. I was a teacher, a coach. I wanted to help people. I cared about other people. I didn't believe in God. I believed in the devil before I found God. I believed in the devil because I was writing that book and I saw how sick and corrupt society is. I thought, man's not behind this. This is spiritual. And I found the Bible. I found the book of Revelation. And I share my finds every single day with you. Do I code sports? Yeah, because it connects to Revelation. Everything right now is connected to Revelation. This guy accused me of, he's obsessed with Kobe. Well, yeah, I have a book about it. Kobe and 42, Kobe and 40, what? Kobe Bryant, who died in the 42nd year of his life. The 2020 Champions League final was on his birthday. He played 42 minutes in his last ever game. He won his first NBA Finals 4-2. The combined jersey numbers of Utah Jazz in his last ever game was 181, the 42nd prime. The year he died, Los Angeles Lakers and LeBron won the NBA Finals 4-2 on National Father-Daughter Day, the year Kobe and his daughter died. Since Kobe died, all the NBA Finals have finished 4-2. In 2022, 20 plus 22 gets you 42. I told you all the NBA Finals will be 4-2. The Stanley Cup Finals will be 4-2. The World Series will be 4-2. They were all 4-2. The World Cup Final penalty shootout finished 4-2. The beast reigns for 42 months. Steph Curry became 4-2 in NBA Finals. So did Klay Thompson. So did Steve Kerr. Olivier Giroud knocked England out of the World Cup exactly 42 weeks before his birthday. Number 9 and number 8 scored in that game for France. When did the Queen die? 9-8. All right. So I do connect it all to Kobe because since his death, which was on 126 and 1,260 days is exactly 42 months, look what's happened to the world. Okay? There ain't many people that can do what I do. That is the reality. And people have to understand that. I'm doing this for the right reasons. I'm doing it to inspire you to find God, to see through the illusion of society, which is to see through the devil. All right, to not have fear. I've done loads of live streams. Don't have fear. The Bible says not to have fear. If you have true faith in God, you will have no fear. Is Tate controlled opposition? Absolutely. He's all over the mainstream media. Andrew Tate, who says we live in a matrix and he got attacked by the matrix, got released from prison on the release day anniversary of the matrix. That's what this code can show you. Of course, Andrew Tate is all over the mainstream media, so of course it's controlled. If you saw me, I've said this, if you see me on the BBC, CNN, if you see me doing book deals, if you see me starring in movies, if you see me with a number one, if you see me hanging out with celebrities left, right, and center, all right, call me out. But whilst I'm a normal lad who just has a YouTube channel, who has a gift for revealing where the world's going, what are you going to say about me? Oh, he's got 3 fridge magnets. He's a Freemason. Is that what you're going to say? Is that all you've got? Like anyone right now in the chat, give me anything of substance. Anything where you think, all right, I'm going to call him for this. Try it. Try it. See what you've got. So people can't comprehend that I'm doing what I do mainly out of love and to help people. Do I make money from it? Of course. Is there an issue with that? Absolutely not. Every job you guys work, you get money for, don't you? So why can't I make money for doing what I do, what I have a gift for? People who always do that, the truth should be free. No, the truth will set you free. Nobody said the truth should be free. Just making that up in your head. So like the video I just did about the Strictly Come Dancing judge, Len Goodman, and he's doing that. All right. That's a 10 from Len. All right. Watch that video. And then somebody went, oh, wow. A 78-year-old dying of cancer. Good one. You didn't watch the video, did you? You didn't see Strictly Come Dancing and Dancing with the Devil. All right. Dancing with the Stars, Lucifer Morning Star, all the code. Those comments, they don't benefit anyone that people leave. It's just jealousy at this point from these people. All right. When I call out Ronaldo, all right, he claims to be a devout Christian and then he's walking around Dubai, all right, dressed as a Muslim. Matthew 24:11, and many false prophets shall rise and shall deceive many. Well, Christiana or Christine, all right, you are worshipped, but not by me. I used to worship you. You're nothing but a false prophet. And the Quran directly demotes Jesus Christ. Tell me I'm wrong, you can. All right, Guardiola, he works for the devil. He works for the devil. You think he's just a great coach? Of course he isn't. All right, of course he isn't. The Church of Satan founded in 66. Number of the beast equals 66. Book of Revelation, the 66th and final book of the Bible. Manchester City are the first team since 1966 to reach the Men's FA Cup final without conceding a goal. What happened in 66 at the World Cup? England won it. What score was the final? 4-2. How long's the beast reign for? 42 months. When did Hitler get born? 420. All right? When did he die? Exactly 21 years before the Church of Satan was founded. 430, 1945. Church of Satan founded 430, 1966. All right? In that World Cup final, of course, England took a 2-1 lead, didn't they? Of course they did. And Mo Salah, the devout Muslim, why does he celebrate Christmas? Why don't you ask those questions? People are not interested, are they? All right? People are not interested because it shatters their illusion. All right? If you try and speak to your friends and family and loved ones and girlfriend and colleagues and teammates about this stuff, they shut you off because you're shattering their illusions. All right? They want to watch the Arsenal Man City game today. All right? They want to give their all to it. They want to. I saw a guy crying. When I actually watched the game with my dad in Blackpool, it was Leeds against Liverpool. I told my dad I want to leave after 20 minutes because the standard was so poor and there was no energy and there were no pressing. I thought I could be on that field easily. I said, I don't want to watch this. And all these fans getting all emotional. And when Leeds scored to make it 2-1, he started crying. 10 minutes later, Liverpool made it 3-1. He was nearly crying again. This is a grown man. He left at 5-1 and he threw his drink on the floor. That's the devil. All right? That's the devil. The devil's work. So, again, when I call out what I call out, I'm not often wrong. Wrexham will end the season with 113 points. All right? Which is the number of deception. It's why coronavirus was declared. Global pandemic on 11/3, 113. It's why you had those national alerts in England on the 113th day of the year. Mainstream equals 113, not factual 113, bullshit 113. It's funny how Kobe was drafted round 1, pick 13, and he made his NBA debut November the 3rd, 11/3, isn't it? So, yeah, when you learn the 113 number, you see it in any article, you know it's just utter bullshit. Utter bullshit. Not everything that's presented is utter bullshit, though. I've told you there's blurred lines with many things. But again, if you're going to sit at home and watch the news and then wonder why you feel so negative afterwards, because practically everything that they're revealing to you is negative. There's nothing positive happen in this world. They don't want you to think that. They want you to hate the world. The devil wants you to hate the world. And when you hate the world, you don't believe in God, because then you go, if there is a God, why would the world be so sick? Because this world right now, Satan's running it. Ever since Adam and Eve gave in to temptation, we live in a fallen world. So sick things will happen. So don't let the devil convince you that God doesn't exist because bad things happen in the world. Do you know how many people have told me that? Why would I believe in God when this happened to me or this happened to my family member? Why? Then the devil's got you right where he wants you. The year of millions this Friday is 113 million. There you go. All right? And I'll call out the lottery and people go, no, my mate won 30 grand off it. Remember, money is a social construct. It's printed paper or numbers on the screen. Yes, regular people win the lottery. Will a regular person win 113 million? Not a chance. Not a chance. 113 equals 11 times 3 equals 33 exactly. Monkeypox got declared a national emergency exactly 33 weeks after coronavirus was declared a global pandemic on 11/3. 11 times 3 is 33. Corona equals 33. Hey, Joey, I was thinking about you the other day. I was going to call you. Hope you're well, my brother. Really nice guy. Hope Gintelda's good as well. I know you hate Hubbard being brought up, but that guy has the audacity to ask his viewers for 100 a month, pledge to travel once a month. Some truthers are getting disgustingly greedy at this point because they're not truthers, truth audit. They're not. So when you do what I do, I've got this platform. I put out an immense amount of work and a range of work. All right, Hubbard, he leads you away from God, or he does his best to do that. His coding's mediocre, which you all know if you follow him. And yeah, he's asking money to go traveling to pound pavement that doesn't work. Doesn't work. Protests don't work. Look how they turn out. All right? But he keeps doing it, and he'll keep having new people sign up. Because when you type in Jumatsu, you're led to him. You're not led to me. So, yeah, you have your free will. If people want to donate to him and other people, then he's just taking advantage of you. But you're paying it. No one's making you pay or pledge or donate. Same when people donate to Comic Relief. They're getting the pants pulled down. Nobody's making them do it. All right? Or cancer research. Yeah, sure. Sure, they're going to find a cure for that. Can't talk about it because they'll take me down for medical misinformation. So a mega jackpot's fake. Yep. Or the winner who gets it is somebody who knows, who has endless supplies of money. Remember the monetary system, numbers are infinite. Think about pi. Those who run the monetary system are running everything else at the top. They don't want us to have money because we're easier to control. They have infinite amounts of money. So when you say, well, they're only going to Qatar for the World Cup for money, you don't have a clue how it all works. Bill Gates wants everybody this because he wants to be the richest man in the world. You don't have a clue that guy's a puppet for Satan. Ain't about money. All right? Start seeing through all of that. How you doing, Javier? Much love to you. Mo Salah to score today. I don't know. I got him to score the last game. That code that I did for Liverpool against, who did they beat? Nottingham Forest was one of the best that I've done. It was all about the Hillsborough disaster. All right, and I said Salah would score, and I said Liverpool would win, and they won 3-2. The 97th victim of the Hillsborough disaster died 32 years after the Hillsborough disaster. It finished 3-2, right after the Queen's 97th birthday. The list goes on with that code. It was outrageous. Will Salah score today? I don't know. I didn't look. If I could look right now and figure it out, but I'm not. So when's Klopp getting sacked? He won't get sacked. He'll leave by mutual consent. He's done too much, and they don't want to destroy his reputation. He won't get sacked. I bet he'll leave at the end of the season. Him and the club will agree that he went as far as he could with them. He brought success back to Liverpool. He got them the league title, the first league title in 19 years. He won the Champions League. Oh, he guided them there. I'm not even sure if he won it. He did, didn't he? He beat Spurs 2-0. So he'll be fondly remembered. Well, the Nazi. What's all the fake teeth at Liverpool? Remember, you had Klopp with his fake teeth, Firmino fake teeth, Coutinho fake teeth. Some sort of weird thing going on there. Oh, there's good dentists in Liverpool. Money is theirs, like they can't just print it. Exactly. That's my whole point. Mane's gone to Bayern Munich. You're seeing his true colours. I've always said he was massively overrated. And I said his numbers were so huge last year for Liverpool. That's why he did so well. His number 10 was so big last year. Klopp born 616, the alternate number of the beast. That's why they went so far in 4 major tournaments and only won 2 for your 42. All right. The last 3 Champions Leagues all finished 1-0. Best players in the world, really. Last 3 Champions League finals, 1-0. Come on. Hey, Joseph, how you doing, brother? Much love to you guys. Follow Joseph. He has a YouTube channel. Joseph, I want to ask you, when your YouTube channel got taken down, how did you set up a new one? People are telling me once you get taken down, they never let you set up a new account. I don't know how Hubbard's had 27, whatever it's been. Humiliation ritual. If Klopp goes this season, at the end of the season, it's not really that humiliating. All right, Champions League, you don't expect them to win it. Really. They want like the favourites. The league, if Man City win it, they win it. FA Cup, League Cup, they won both of them last year. By the way, they didn't score in any of the finals they played in. Really. They didn't score in the League Cup final, they didn't score in the FA Cup final, they didn't score in the Champions League final. Really. Guardiola is not winning another Champions League. I wouldn't say that. And again, when you say that, Brian, why? Is that your emotions talking? Give me a code as to why that won't happen. I'm on your site. Cheers, Stephen. Tell me why Guardiola is not going to win another Champions League. Is it just your gut? Ronaldo is having a bad time in Saudi Arabia. I've done all my codes about Ronaldo, 4 or 5, about why he went to Saudi Arabia, the Kingdom of the Beast, why Messi played against Ronaldo on January the 19th, that game that finished, 5-4? Queen died 251st day of the year, the 54th prime. All these major events going to Saudi Arabia. It's all biblical. Do you think Ronaldo wanted to go to Saudi Arabia? Do you think he had a choice? No, he's one of Satan's slaves and false prophets. He had to go to Saudi Arabia to fulfill the beast ritual. All right, they don't have a say, guys. They don't have a say in what movies they star in, what team they play for, what song they sing. All right, what they say in their speeches. They don't have a say in it. They're puppets of the devil. AC Milan to win the Champions League. Okay, if you think that, good luck. So you'll say AC Milan will win it. What? Because in 2005 they got to the final and lost to Liverpool in Istanbul. You think they're going to allow them to go and win it and get revenge this time? I don't think it's that straightforward. If you're right, then you're right. Well done. I don't think that's what they'll do. I don't think they'll let Ancelotti get there on his birthday when he was the coach for Milan, when they lost it to Liverpool in 2005 in a game that finished 3-3 and Liverpool won on penalties. I don't think they'll have Real Madrid against AC Milan. If they do, again, the most blatant code that I can reveal to you. A lot of people are messaging me now saying, Illusion, I really believe it's LeBron's year. He's going to go 5-6. I'm like, okay, if he does, that's really easy because King Charles is getting coronated 5-6. So is King James going to go 5-6 in NBA Finals? I don't think so because of that. If it does happen, I'll be happy to reveal it. Not to get people on my website or anything like that. I'll go, all right, okay, King Charles coronated 5-6. King James goes 5-6 in NBA Finals. Okay, that must be a coincidence. I'll just say that. Ain't about me being right at this point, guys. All right? Ain't about me about being right or wrong with everything that I say. My work speaks for itself. And then you come to your own conclusions, don't you? But it speaks for itself. Why don't good boxers ever have to go through humiliation rituals? A few of them have gone through them, to be honest with you. Tyson's gone through tons of them with rape allegations and all sorts. Plenty of them have gone through tons of humiliation rituals, boxers. So I don't know where you get that one from. Look it up. There's loads of them. Royal family equals 56, exactly. British royal family 222. Remember, coronavirus was declared a global pandemic exactly 22 months after 9/11. Recently, I had Warriors to beat the Kings, and that was connected to Steph Curry going 22-2 at home against the Kings. Again, are they going to have the Lakers play the Kings? Remember, LeBron James, King James, his highest scoring game was against the Kings, and his debut was against the Kings. Kobe had a crown tattoo. Just crazy. How you doing, Jabalani? It sounds like a delicious Moroccan dish or something. Adam, who do you have winning for tonight in the NBA? Can't find it on your website. Any upsets? I'll post it after this live stream. You know, I got the upset with the Hawks. I got the upset with, who was it? Miami to beat the Bucks. And all the other stuff were right. So it's not always a shock. Not always, be aware of that. But more often than not, if there's 3 games going on, 3 favorites don't win. It sometimes happens. Most of the time it doesn't. You've got to figure out with the code and with your instinct and with just the narrative of who it's going to be. I was like, I knew with Atlanta Hawks equals 131, the 32nd prime. Atlanta equals 32. Boston's 32. I was like, there's a great chance it could go 3-2. And I really loved the Suns to win. They weren't going to get upset. I loved the Nuggets to win. It's funny how the score was 41-41 at one point, and they won the series 4-1. And in the game before that, which I did a post about, the Timberwolves took a 17-9 lead, the 41st prime. And I said, look out for Denver. They'll win the series 4-1. They did. The Suns won it 4-1, which was all connected to King Charles. All right, they did. And I was like, if there's going to be any upset, it's going to be the Hawks. And they were plus 800, and they beat them by 2 with a ridiculous comeback. I'll say it again, best $10 I spend a month. I really appreciate that. People say, why did you charge dollars instead of pounds? You can get a lot more money if you did pounds. Dollars. It just felt right. I ain't going to change the currency. City versus Arsenal last-minute predictions on my website. Guys, when people ask those questions, you can leave your comments. You can say, I think Arsenal, I think City, whatever you want to do. But I'm not just going to tell you, I think. I put loads of work into it. It's on there. It's worth $10 just to read one of my codes in reality. And I put them out every day. I don't take a day off. What happens, please, in your opinion, after the devil has reigned for 42 months? Right, ultimately, this is how I see it all, right? Is that in the end, God wins. And those who believe in God, we win when God wins. All right? The beast will reign for those 42 months. And then what you're going to have is the beast, the first beast, all right, is going to die and then come back to life. Supposedly, Judas is going to replace that beast, and we're all going to worship the beast. Eventually, Jesus will come back for his kingdom. God will go to the devil will go to the lake of fire, and those who are true believers in God, in my opinion, will go to the new kingdom of heaven. I don't think everybody goes there. So when it comes to Christianity, I've told you I believe every other religion is the devil's work. I apologize to you if you're a Buddhist or a Muslim. It's just what I think. A Catholic, it's what I think. And if you have true conviction in your beliefs, you shouldn't get upset by what I'm saying with that. You should go, okay, fine. So one of the great themes for Christianity is it ends well. God wins. I actually write about happy endings in Hollywood movies. So often they end with a happy ending. I was trying to figure out the psychology behind it. But the Bible ends with a happy ending. So one of the great themes of our faith is triumphant hope. Hope is very important. All right. We're living in a world now where a lot of people don't have hope. They don't have faith. They're lost. And again, unless you find God, you will remain lost, in my opinion. So I have this unshakable assurance that things will end right. I have no fear. All right. The devil's already lost when Jesus Christ sacrificed himself for our sins. When I speak to Christians, all I ask them is that they can preach as much as they want. I just say, do you believe that Jesus Christ sacrificed himself for our sins and that God wins? And if they say yes, then that's all I need to know. If they say no, that's all I need to know. I keep it simple when it comes to that. Mason Greenwood news went quiet. You should watch my 3 videos about Mason Greenwood, where I told you he would get released and nothing had happened to him. What did everyone tell me? You're nuts. He did this. There's evidence. There's proof. He's going to jail. No, he ain't. Watch all my Greenwood videos. I called it bang on. And I did. And again, I'm not just saying it. Watch them. So right now we're in the midst of struggles and storms and battles and trials and tribulations and darkness and sadness. But I'm going to focus on this present moment and know that I see victory ahead for the believers. I see relief because in the end, God wins. And he's won. Joseph knows that. A lot of you in the chat know that. And when you know that and feel that in your heart and soul, that is it. Woo! That's it. It don't get any better than that. All right? You keep searching for your fame and your fortune and your money and your fancy cars and prestige. I'll only get you so far. That disappears, doesn't it? Your faith in God, that's never going to disappear when you truly find it. All right? You realize we live in a world, a fallen world, that the devil is here, that this is his world, that he has a huge say, he has huge influence, but he's also limited. He's also limited. He's on a leash. So the Apostle Paul, he described the living conditions of the last days as very difficult times. We're seeing what's going on now in developed countries like England, because I just witnessed it. The increases in prices, all right, the economic crash that we're seeing. So you're going to start seeing more homeless people, more people struggling to put food on the table, to pay their bills. Isn't it funny that England is having its coldest year when the electricity prices have skyrocketed? Is that a coincidence? The devil can manipulate the weather, guys. He can. All right? So I was there in April, freezing cold in April. People can't afford to turn on their electricity, can they? And when your body's freezing cold, that actually damages your internal organs. And the devil knows that you can't afford the electricity. So it ain't a coincidence. It's also not a coincidence when there's major sporting events, the weather's always beautiful as well. Always beautiful. You never see it raining at the Olympics, do you? Do you? How many Super Bowls have had rain? When we talk about harp, that's the devil. All right? We can give credit to man, it's the devil. Remember, the devil can infiltrate everything. He can infiltrate everything. He doesn't create, he infiltrates. So, of course, he can infiltrate the weather. He's infiltrating sports. Don't mean all the players know, but he is. I show you with all the symbolism and the perfect codes I do every day, not once a week or every now and again, every day for 3 years straight. And those who've been with me for 3 years can back up what I'm saying. So you're going to see people become more disillusioned and cruel and begin to hate what is good. So a lot of people want to call me out. I am genuinely good. I'm speaking the word of God. I'm revealing deception at the highest level and backing it up because I make claims and they happen more often than not. And I'm talking 80% of the time. Not 100 because I'm not perfect. Only God's perfect. So again, anyone who comes to my site, if something happens and I say something, it doesn't happen and you lose doubt, it's the same as people with God. One bad thing happens to them. Well, God can't exist. So I just broke my ankle. God wouldn't allow that to happen. Really? Is that how weak you are? So it's funny that the Greek, I always talk about Greece. Prince Philip was born in Greece. You had all the variants of the C virus, Alpha, Delta, Omicron. They're all Greek letters of the alphabet. Tom Hanks just went out to Greece. You had Olivia Newton-John recently die, who starred in Greece. I'll give you all the numbers behind that. Greece was the first European country to get really hit with the economy crashing. All right. So it's funny how the Greek term for difficult times means literally fierce, harsh, hard to deal with, savage. All right. And that's pretty much an apt description of our times. It is fierce and harsh and hard to deal with and savage. All right. So God is testing us, I believe, and the devil is doing all he can to make us hate the world. And when you hate the world, you lose faith. You lose faith. So you've got a lot of people who are depressed right now. A lot of people who are isolated. The lockdown did that to a lot of people. All right, imagine they put us in another one. Are you going to accept it? I won't. Let them arrest me. There's not a chance. I will let anyone tell me to stay in my own house. They have no right. They're not God. Who are you to tell me to stay in my own house? So if they try that, let's see how people react. If they fall for it again, then they're pretty much soulless, aren't they, at this point? So amidst this darkness, guys, because I believe right now light is shining on the darkness. That's why we're seeing all the darkness. It's like lifting up the rock and seeing all the insects beneath it. Amidst this darkness, there's a singular ray of shining hope. The promise that Christ will return, the second coming, and set things right. And he will. Woo! He will. I really believe that. Hand on my heart. I can't describe how passionate I am about that. Yes, of course, I don't know. But my word, I feel it. He will reign until he humbles all his enemies beneath his feet. All right, he's humbled me. I was the most arrogant, egotistical, cocky prick you'll ever meet until I found God, because he humbled me. He humbled me. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for God. All right, the gift that I have for coding, I wouldn't have it if it wasn't for God. The gift that I have for everything that I have in my life, I wouldn't have for God, without God. So he's humbled me, and he's going to humble all of us. All right. And the last enemy to be destroyed is death. All right. He wins even over death. Our darkest, most relentless foe. The thing we fear the most is death. God will defeat death. So don't have fear of dying. Your spiritual being, you're eternal. All right. You're eternal, guys. And don't be one of those people as well. It's like, well, I have to work and I have to get a pension because I want to be safe when I'm 75 years old, when I can barely walk. All right, so I'm just going to play along with the system, and then they're going to up the pension age. If you trust in God, he'll provide for you. If you have genuine trust, he'll provide. Doesn't mean you can just sit around and do nothing. Stop worrying about the future and obsessing over the past and live in the present, which is a gift. That's why it's called the present. It's a gift. Enjoy it, man. I get so many people email me complaining and sad and miserable and doing nothing about it. It's because they haven't found God. All right. Since believers like myself, Joseph, and many of you are with God in Christ, we will win too. We're on God's team. God wins. That's why I say pick a side. Not who wins, Man City or Arsenal. All right. Yes, it's somewhat interesting. Yes, it's something to talk about and it's entertaining. But ultimately, whose team are you on? God or the devil? That's what it comes down to. Not like what political side you're on, Democrat, Republican, all right, Ronaldo, Messi, DiCaprio or Depp, all that nonsense. God or the devil, whose side are you on? And if you don't believe in either, then of course you can't pick a side, can you? So if you think of it, guys, all earthly woes, financial pressures, emotional trauma, physical disabilities, domestic conflicts, domestic violence, substance abuse, alcohol abuse, international wars, satanic oppression, all that will come to an end when Jesus Christ returns. But it ain't coming to an end in the near future. All right, this is the calm before the storm. I've told you that 9/11/2023 is exactly 42 months after coronavirus was declared a global pandemic. Look out for that date because the beast reigns for 42 months. And it's exactly 22 years after 9/11/2001, the master number. But remember, corona means crown. Jesus is the King of Kings. All right? Let's not give too much credit to the devil. The Lord will bear in his arms the spoils of victory, harmony, joy, praise, and delight. And wow, how incredible that's going to be. We'll be changed down inside, guys, deep down. We'll have new natures, minds, and bodies. All right? I believe this is as close as you can get to hell. There's a lot of beauty here, but I think this is as close as we can get because I don't think we can comprehend heaven. All right? And the joy of living forever and living in adoration of our God, and evil will be abolished once and for all. Evil is everywhere right now, guys. It is. It is. In the end, God wins. All right. His story is the end. He has the last word, and his story becomes our story when we believe. Is the hope for humanity or mankind? We shouldn't use humanity because humanity is not in the Bible. We should use mankind. Humanity is the devil. And that's the greatest thing that we can ever know is that God wins and that we're on his team. So I can go on all day about sports codes because nobody codes at my level at sports consistently. There's amazing coders, phenomenal coders, exceptional coders. Consistency is key. Just like in your job, in your marriage, in athletics, at the gym, with your diet. It's all right doing good stuff every now and again, here and there. Can you consistently do it day in, day out? Can you preach the word of God day in, day out? Which is far more important to me than anything else. All right. I still have aspects of the world that I enjoy. Kenya is an amazing girl. I love going to the gym. I love my food. I love a laugh. I love a bit of banter. I'm not just going to sit and preach and isolate myself preaching the word of God. I won't do that either. Balance is key. I know I am on God's team. And that's what it comes down to in my humble opinion. I'm on his team. And I'll speak his word. But I know I'm not perfect. Whether it's cold or whether it's hot, we're going to have weather no matter what, like that. KDB scored, number 17, 7th prime. Let's have a look at his durations. I think there'll be more goals in this game. Kevin De Bruyne. Just very, very female look. Oh, he's celebrating doing that at the image I'm looking at. He's 31 years old. Oh, wow. 31. Where is my code? About 31. It's 31 years old, guys. If you're on my website, you know what I'm about to say. Where is it? This is for Haaland. I'm not saying he's going to score, but this was mainly for Haaland to score. The numbers for Haaland. Where is it? Haaland was born. No, where is it? Man City beat Arsenal 3-1 early in the season, and Haaland made it 3-1. Didn't KDB score in that game? I think he lobbed the keeper, didn't it? So let's just bear this in mind, that KDB just scored his 31. Man City beat Arsenal 3-1, like 31, early in the season, and Haaland made it 3-1. Today is Man City's 31st game in the league, 31-year-old scores. The game is 31 days after Arteta's birthday, 31-year-old scores. This is the 31st Premier League season. 31-year-old scores in this game. The season ends on Phil Foden's birthday, which leaves exactly 31 weeks left in the year. All right. So the 31-year-old scoring, again, I can't look into it so detailed to be like, look at all their ages and every single thing. But all the 31s, it makes me laugh that a 31-year-old opened the scoring. So he was born June the 28th, wasn't he, KDB? Let's have a little look. When he scored, wow, exactly 9 weeks before his birthday, that 9 again. KDB, by the way, was born with 186 days left in the year, and coronavirus was declared a global pandemic exactly 18 years and 6 months after 9/11. 179th day of the year, the 41st prime. That's the 13th prime. That could mean Arsenal stay on 13 league titles. I don't know. But yeah, these people like KDB, they're working for the devil. So I'm seeing West Ham Liverpool is 1-1 goals after 12 and 18 minutes. That's the date of the World Cup final. Liverpool have been synced up with the World Cup numbers all season. Brighton are beating Forest. So, number 17 KDB scored after 7 minutes. 17, the 7th prime. So if Man City win this, league's done. Haaland got the assist. Of course he did. Number nine gave KDB the assist exactly 9 weeks before KDB's birthday. Comical. Yeah, 303 days, including end date for KDB to score. The Bible is the most powerful spiritual book in the world. I completely agree. It's changed more lives than any other book. My book will be done very soon. I believe it will be a book in which people will read over and over and over again. That's my aim. If anyone's ever feeling lonely or depressed or sad or lost, that they'll read my book and realize that God wins. That's the purpose of my book. Originally, my book had nothing to do with God. It had nothing to do with numbers. There's very few numbers in it, actually, because I didn't want to focus on numbers within the book. But that book will be a book that you read multiple times, I believe, and I'm gonna get it done. So, yeah, KDB scores. Wonder how many millions of people are watching this game go on. Saying Man City are minus 450, that pretty much tells you they win. Will they destroy them? I don't know. I'd be shocked if Haaland doesn't score with that code. But yeah, sometimes you have these games and there's an early goal and that's it. You think there's going to be tons and that's it. They give you an early goal and then a team like Man City can just keep possession. I'm just so grateful I don't watch it anymore. And the fact that you guys are in the live stream now, I appreciate you, because you could be sat in front of the screen watching it as well. Maybe you're doing both. Haaland's going to be man of the moment. I had him for the Golden Boot before the season began at plus 400, 4-1, to be the Golden Boot winner. And he's got 32 goals in the league. He's pretty much won it already. It may end in a draw with Gabriel scoring on Gabriel Day. That would be interesting if Gabriel Jesus scores or Gabriel Martinelli. It's just hard with City. If City score first, there's some outrageous stat when they score first about how often they win. Because they just keep the ball. And then they frustrate and tire the opponent. I know it's all coded, but that's what you see play out. They frustrate and tire the opponent, and then they hit them on the break. And if they go 2-0 up, I don't know how many teams have come back and beat City or even drawn with them when City have gone 2 up. I could watch that game, but I chose to watch you talk, my friend. I appreciate that. I think you'll learn more from hearing me talk than watch Jamie Carragher or Micah Richards talk, who talk absolute nonsense. I can't. You couldn't pay me to sit down with them and have a drink, to be honest. All of them, Jamie Redknapp, Micah Richards, Robbie Savage. Who else? Thierry Henry, although I used to love him as a player. I won't want to sit down with them at all. I'm watching the game and the stream. Much love. Did you see LA Kings won on the Queen's 97th birthday on a controversial call? Bad referee decisions that influenced the games are also coded. LA Kings was always going to win that game. I believe that the officials are not aware of it. I think the decisions that they make is the devil. I know you might disagree and say they completely know what they're doing and it's corruptions and it's the Masons, and you have every right to say that, and you can say that. I don't think so. I don't think they're all in on it. I watched Man United. It's so stressful when we lost to Sevilla. It made me angry. Well, hopefully you'll get past that. You should be questioning how Man United were 2-0 up after 84 minutes and minus 100, 1-100 to win, and they drew 2-2. And then they get spanked by Sevilla. They can get their 7th Europa League, by the way, which is a big number. They can get their 7th. Remember when they won 3 in a row, the same time Real Madrid won 3 Champions Leagues in a row and nobody questioned it? Yeah, Roy Keane's annoying. Players are demonically possessed. That's what I think. That's just what I think. Satan, he works in inequity. All right? He uses and abuses mankind. There's not a chance they all know what's going on. People who accuse me of that, you say they all know. No. I may have said that years ago. They're not all aware of it. Okay? There's not a chance that they're all actively participating in it, aware. And it's also perfectly scripted from the first second to the last. It can be. That's why when you meet celebrities, a lot of people say they were genuine, they were nice. I got good energy from them. They might not be aware. They could be getting used. I think a lot of them are getting used, and a lot of them are actively working for the devil, actively, and aware of it, and they're being brought up to. They're being brought up in Satanism. Someone like you, Taylor Swift, or Bieber, or Justin, or MJ. They were brought up into Satanism. They don't know any different. Another 7, number 17 scored at 17 minutes for Arsenal's 28th conceded goal. Wow. Good stuff. What is it, 2-0? Has it just gone 2-0? Who was 7? Cancelo was 7, wasn't he? Which he took from Sterling. Cancelo said he wanted number 7 because it was connected to his mum. And then he goes to Bayern Munich, who gets spanked by City. He's probably thinking, people are, I bet Cancelo wished he stayed. I don't know if he's on loan, but it didn't make any sense because Cancelo was one of City's best players. And he goes from right back to being a right winger. It's just all coded, guys. What do you think about the Hakimi wife thing? I don't know enough about it. I'm visiting the ancient city of Babylon next week. Well, that will be very interesting. I'd rather sit at the coal house with toothache than listen to them lot. It's hard, isn't it? When you see them drawing the little lines on and talking about what that player should have done, like they would have been able to do it. The pundits do what they're told to do. You've got someone in their ear saying, all right, this is how you're going to approach it. You're going to say that was a handball. You're going to say the opposite. Then you're going to go back and forth. You, Keane, you know your act. Yours is to get angry. All right? Carragher, you're going to chirp in with an annoying comment that might make a few people laugh. Like, they're all actors. Everything on your TV is a show. It's a show. I used to watch the match of the day and I used to think it was organic. That they were just ex-footballers who were very talented who would talk about a game of football. There's not a way that can happen on TV. It has to be completely scripted for it to fulfill the time allowance. It has to be. But I believed it. I never questioned that stuff. Why would I? And now I question everything. Question everything. So these top teams, 20 minutes gone between them, they've had one shot. Like WWE back in the day. What do I always say about WWE? There's the good guys, the bad guys, but they all work for the same team. Don't they? They all work for the same team. Just like these Satanists. They might be in different industries, but they work for the same team, which is Team Satan. How do they always make it to their games? What do you mean? How do they always make it to their games? Sometimes a super team coincidentally gets injured before the playoffs for a coded upset. Yeah, like Giannis got injured for the Bucks, didn't he? So they'll justify it if they go out to the Heat, which they probably will. They'll justify it. Well, if Giannis would have played, like that's how easy they can do it, especially in a sport like the NBA. Out of nowhere, if Steph Curry breaks his wrist and he's out, you can justify them not winning it. If Messi would have got injured at the World Cup, you would have justified them not winning it. So it's very easy to justify why teams lose. Very easy. Nottingham Forest have just scored against Brighton. Not even going to look into it. But I will say this. Hockey is more of a team sport than basketball. Yeah, I actually like hockey. When I lived in the US, I went to watch the Kings quite a lot. I went to watch the Blackhawks when I lived in Chicago. I actually really like the NHL. I thought these are phenomenal athletes. Again, what you see in the NHL, they can't plan all of that. I once watched a game because I bet on it when I was betting, however long ago that was. My team won, thankfully. Can't remember who it was. I think it was Minnesota Wild. And in the space of like 3 minutes, they hit the post 3 times. Now, if you think about the size of a hockey goal and the size of a puck, if you're going to tell me that those players intentionally hit the post, that's when I started questioning it. I'm like, no. And then they all say it's technology. No, it's not. It might assist in it because Satan's behind artificial intelligence. But you start thinking, no, this ain't man doing it. I love my Gareth Bale comparison, the scissor kick against Liverpool in the Champions League final where he got a scissor kick, top corner. They've not rehearsed that. I don't know how you could use technology because he still has to time it. He had to time it. And same with the pass, had to be perfect. Had to make sure nobody was on him. So I believe that the devil with his inequity is basically behind the outcomes of these sports games. But remember, he can only do what God allows him to do. So that's key. That's key to know. That the devil can only do what God allows him to do, but he has a lot of influence. He has the power to really have a huge impact on the way you see the world. He does, and God's allowed that to fulfill his word. Gakpo, number 18, scored after 18 minutes. 6 + 6 + 6 for you, 18. Remember, people are really underestimating this call when I said Liverpool will finish 6th or 7th before the season began. And right now, where are they? 8th? They were second favourites for the league, guys. 3rd or 4th favourites for the Champions League. I said they'd finish 6th or 7th in Klopp's 7th season because he has a curse. Comments like that, that's almost as big as calling who's going to win like a League Cup. To say that. He got to the Champions League final last year, won the League Cup, the FA Cup, and lost the league on the last game of the season. And I say, hey, he's going to finish 6th or 7th this season. And he made new signings and only lost one big player. It goes under the radar. Brentford beating Chelsea. How much money have Chelsea spent to show you that money has no impact on it all? Rob Holding is getting spun like a bottle top. Yeah, Haaland's going to absolutely abuse Holding, who always seems to get booked for holding people's shirts. So again, the devil's funny. I've said it before. He's very funny. That's why all the comedy we watch, the devil's behind that as well. And he's funny. There's no denying that. So again, be careful with this game. When there's an early goal in big games, there might not be another one. If it finishes 1-0, just know these two teams met exactly 10 weeks ago. Exactly. And Arsenal can stay on 29 wins in all competitions, which is the 10th prime. There's loads for both in this. This was just one to put out because it's tough. Second. And before I go, you can ask me a few more questions and I'm going, because I'm going to work on my book. So if you can think of anything, if you want to ask me who I am, how I became the illusion, any deep questions, ask me, as long as they're not too personal. I think I've proven my point here. My journey's been organic. I have grown, and a lot of people can't comprehend growth. They actually have to question when somebody grows spiritually, or where they change their opinion on how they see the world. They question it in a negative way. My evolution has been a beautiful one. I've shared it with you. My book will show you that. So anyone who wants to make accusations about me, at least learn how to spell. Learn how to spell if you're going to write blogs, and have some substance to it. Don't just find a example of me putting my hands together and then I'm a Freemason. You've never put your hands together? Come on, got to do better. Got to do better. So if Man City win, they get 73 points and 73 date numerology. They go to 116 points in all competitions on the 116th day of the year. Comical. One thing I am a little wound up, and it's my own fault. I have to put my hands up and say it's my fault. And it's on my website. I had Man City for the league. I had Haaland Golden Boot. It was 6-1 for both of them. And I changed my pick 4 months in. I did. I was like, there's so much for Arsenal, and that has to stop with me. It's not to cover my back or anything. I changed it to Arsenal. And it looked like I got it bang on. But it is what it is. You live and learn. The Haaland one was an outrageous code. And if somebody beats them in goal, if Harry Kane, my name's Harry Kane, I feel we're still tied for where we're going to go to boot yet and beat Erling Haaland, but obviously he's a real tight player. I'm probably going to need to bring it injured out of a couple of hat-tricks as well. I think anyone's going to overtake Haaland, are they, the Golden Boot? This is what I've just said. So someone said, have you decoded Arsenal for winning the championship? I put the most phenomenal code for Arsenal, and I had a great one for City. And that's where it's annoying sometimes with me. It goes back to the Argentina thing. And I'm open with you. I did Argentina. I did 3 or 4 videos and put it on my Patreon, put it on my website, and put it everywhere, Argentina for the World Cup. And then the Queen died. I never said they weren't going to win it, Argentina, though. That's key. Loads of people backed them. But for ages, it was all Argentina, and then the Queen died. And then somebody bombarded me with Brazil. I said, one of them are going to win the World Cup, and it was Argentina, my pick. City was my pick, changed it. Decoding Oz is an exceptional coder. If you don't follow him, go on his Twitter. He's the one that got me on Arsenal. That's how good his code was. He's the one that made me go, oh, geez. And it is what it is. If they took my City and Haaland thing at the beginning, it looks like they're going to take it. And they can cook. Spurs going 5-0 down in 20 minutes was wild, yeah. Queen Elizabeth's funeral was 520 days after her husband's Phillips. 2002, the Cubs lost the World Series because a fan catched the ball. No one's planning that. That was always going to happen. It was coded for them not to win until 2016. Yeah, exactly. Just think of the most extreme events that have taken place in the world, especially in sports. They're not planned, or at least by man. Even if Arsenal lose this game, they still might win the Premier League. They could. But Man City are 1-4 now to win the league. And if they win this, they're probably going to go 1-7. It's going to need Arsenal to win out City could still drop points against teams like Brentford and Brighton. You know, whatever can happen in these leagues, anything. Liverpool beat Bournemouth 9-0 and then lost 1-0 to them 28 weeks after. Same squad. So they could be up. Everyone just thinks City can. The thing with City can get the treble 24 years after Man United won the treble, and 24 has been one of the biggest numbers this year. Humongous. So they could win that treble. Chuck on my website, one of the best decoders I know, since the beginning, said Man United for the FA Cup. Whatever happens with him now, he's going to win a profit. But he did the Man United code. They're in the final. They've got City. Man United are 4-1 to win. So I'll be gobsmacked if they win in 90. Man City standing on the ball. It was Mikel Arteta who said his game won't decide the title. In my Man City code at the beginning of the season, I said Guardiola, first team coach, and he had Arteta directly below him as his assistant. So I was like, they're going to have Guardiola number 1, Arteta number 2, just like at Man City. But my word, the stuff for Arsenal is just breathtaking. Yes, they could still come back and win it. I'm not too fussed. I know people might hear that and go, well, you should be because I've got money on it. I'm not too fussed. I want to watch it play out. I thought it would go to the last game of the season. That's what I said before the season began. It'll go to the last game of the season like last season did. I know Arsenal have Wolves just like Liverpool did last season. But at this point, what is it? Let me think. It's Arsenal's 33rd game. They're on 75 points. I think it's Man City's 31st. They're going to go to 73 if they win. So there'll be 2 points in it, and City will have 2 games in hand. So if they win them both, they've got a 4-point lead. That means City will have to drop points in at least 2 games because their goal difference is superior. So, and that's what I'm saying. Arsenal will have to go on and win every game. It's funny, the game against West Ham was all about the Queen, which I showed, and the first half finished 2-1. Queen got married at age 21. She was married 73 years, the 21st prime. And the goal scorers were number 9, Jesus, number 8, Odegaard, and number 22. I can't even remember his name. West Ham's 22. 9-8-22, that's when the Queen died. Somebody tell me West Ham's number 22. He takes the penalties. Number 9-8 and 22 scored. I said the whole game was about the Queen, and 9-8-22 scored. It was 2-1 at halftime. Where Arsenal blew a 2-0 lead. They blew a 2-0 lead against Liverpool, where I said that game, there was no way Arsenal were winning with the code that I did. And then they couldn't beat Southampton. No, it wasn't Bowen. Bowen made it 2-2. Yeah, Ben Rama. 9-8 and 22 scored. That's when the Queen died. My whole code was about the Queen. And it finished 2-2, and she died in 2022. Arteta's Pep student. Yeah, that's why I was like, he might finish below Pep. So there's both teams to score in Forest, Brighton, and West Ham, Liverpool. Chelsea hasn't yet. I bet Chelsea don't score. And this is not a code. If they go and score and win the game and you say, oh, it's not no code, it's just a gut. I don't know if they let both teams to score in every game. They rarely do that. It is a fun bet to have if you do bet, though, that you don't have to support any of these satanic teams, really. Or maybe, I guess, you're supporting both, aren't you? It's maybe worse. All right, so my Champions League code's on my website. I wouldn't say Pep's Ancelotti's student, no. I wouldn't say that. Pep for me really worshipped, what was the Dutch player called? What was his name? Is Cruyff. Guardiola worshipped Cruyff. I wouldn't say Ancelotti is a Pep's student. I'd say Xavi's Pep's student. I said Barcelona would win that league. What were they, 3-1? Because of my code for Xavi? No, Ahmad, I was on Man City for 4.5 months. Loved the code. And then I got communicating with an amazing guy. I'm not calling him out in any capacity because I respect him tons. I got in communication with Decoding Oz, who's on Twitter, follow him. He kept sending me incredible stuff for Arsenal, the most mind-blowing Queen connections. And this is what somebody did with me with England. And I went off Argentina. Connected to the Queen. She died. I was like, oh my word. Looking back, there's no way they were going to let England win it right after the Queen died. Too many people would have questioned that. But I was just, again, maybe a bit, in that sense, deluded with the England thing. My Argentina code, guys, with the coach, with Messi, with Maradona, should be a book. But I'll always be forever the guy who said, but he also said England and Brazil. If I'd have stuck to Argentina at 11-1, and just said them, I'd still be getting called out, wouldn't I? So I've just got to accept that. Haaland misses. Did he just miss a big chance? I was shocked if he don't get that 33rd goal 33 weeks after the Queen died. But I don't know. That early goal could be a boring 1-0. You hope Arsenal gets the next goal for you. If City get it, yeah, Haaland was so close. So again, let me answer this. You know, when a player's like this close from scoring, they're not rehearsed that. They can't rehearse that when a player's like an inch away from scoring or the keeper saves it onto the bar. You know what I mean? You can't. There's certain things that are pretty easy to rehearse or perform throughout, but there's so many of them where it like just whisks inches away from the top corner. You're like, okay, sure, they planned that. They ain't that good. But all these footballers, you rarely catch them smiling. They always look stressed because they're possessed. They're not happy. It's true. You see, recently you've seen a lot of them score and they're just, I told you, Rashford does that. After he scored, he used to have a big smile on his face. All right? I used to like Rashford for that. He always seemed to be happy. Now he's just like that. He's possessed, unfortunately. Now he's wearing women's clothes and pouting all of his lips, and he's just being used by the devil to push the devil's agendas. Real Madrid usually gives La Liga when they have a chance to win the Champions League. It's true. But if Ancelotti wins it on his birthday, you just have to giggle to yourself. Yeah, they lost 4-2, the beast. Real Madrid lost 4-2 to Girona and nobody cares. Like, how's a team with that level of talent and wealth, even they shouldn't be losing to any other team but Barca or maybe Atletico Madrid. There should be, same with Man City, should be pummeling everyone with that squad that they have and the best coach in the world. They should be. But somehow they'll occasionally lose a game to like a mid-table team. You know, how did that happen? How did that happen? Their reserve team's better than pretty much everyone else's first team. Adam, who do you think is the beast besides Haaland? It could be this MBS that this guy keeps raving on about because so much is happening in Saudi Arabia. It could be this Saudi prince. If out of anyone, I would say it's that, but I don't know it. This was my only disagreement with that guy. He says he knows that the beast is this person. I said, you don't know. You think you know, and you have a great argument. Trump's a great candidate. I don't know. I think the Antichrist at this point is like the system. Where's Girona, though, in the league? Where are they? Oh, they didn't play the full A team. But again, I told you there's always justification for losses. There's always justifications. Adam, you're amazing. I misunderstood the high level of your consciousness. I appreciate that. Once two goalies got injured, they put in 42-year-old Zamboni driver as emergency goalie, and he beat the Toronto Maple Leafs. The Zamboni driver also worked for Toronto Maple Leafs. Wow. The oldest player to ever play in a World Cup was 42 years old. I think it was Roger Miller. Wonder why Jackie Robinson wore that iconic number 42 jersey. Oh, it's because the N-word gets you 42 and Freemasons 42 and Jesuits 42. Really? Nothing to do with the beast pushing his race agenda. According to the Premier League website, Stellini was the 18th manager sacked removed this season. He lost 6-1. Wow. 61, the 18th prime number. Yeah, they got to Newcastle, who was suddenly an amazing team despite having an average squad and a coach who's basically were fighting relegation with Bournemouth. And then they can beat Spurs 6-1 without anyone batting an eyelid. Haaland 3.7 odds to score second goal. Oof. Again, I'm slightly apprehensive it stays 1-0. A lot of these huge games finish 1-0. I hope there's goals for you all. It's saying Haaland could easily have a hat-trick. But are they not going to let him score? Or are they just going to make sure he gets that one? I don't know what they're doing here. But if City win, it's going to... I did see Guardiola say yesterday that my squad's getting tired. I don't know if that's obviously a distraction to make people think they're going to blow the potential treble that they have. But again, why are they getting tired, man? They play a couple of times a week. They train an hour and a half a day. They've got a big squad. Why are they tired? When I was playing semi-pro, you train 4 days a week. You'd often have a midweek game and you play on a Saturday. You're training really hard, not like these pros that just do possession and shooting practice. Go watch a professional training session. I have done. All right. I remember when Real Madrid went to UCLA. They're skipping around. They do little possession drills, shooting drills. They open the field up and have a game where it's like they're almost not allowed to tackle each other. And then they're done. They go home, back to their hotel, and that's it. So what are they knackered for? Yeah, there's travel, but it's luxury travel. They're on private jets. So this whole tiredness nonsense, yeah, okay, they play international games as well and all of that, but I'm not falling for that tiredness. That's what all those Leeds fans were saying. Well, we can't press Van Dijk because we'll get tired. Wow. Again, have you not watched a half-fit person who can play football? By the end of the 90 minutes, they're still, well, again, I'm going off me. I ran non-stop for 90 minutes, pressuring or running with the ball. I didn't get tired, and I'm not a pro athlete. Haaland to get the assist, by the way, I think was a higher odds than him scoring. You can take bets like that, assists. All right. So I think I've made my point. People making accusations about me drinking smoothies, so I'm pushing the vegan agenda. I wear pink, so I must be gay. Well, what about today, me wearing blue? Is it because I've got a Nike sign here, the goddess of victory? Does that make me a goddess? So yeah, the stuff that I call out, I don't know how there's an agenda behind it. You don't have to like love my work or anything or think I'm a genius, but what's the agenda? That I mainly focus on God? Is that an agenda? They can't handle the fact that I think Sylvester Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger are genetic females. They can't handle it. They don't understand how it works. So I've done many videos on it, which YouTube have taken down, to show you how possible it is to have a girl look like them. Far easier than you'll ever imagine. Shown it. They don't want to believe it because it's their little heroes. And they think I'm sick in the head for calling it out. I think you're sick in the head when you can't see through it. Right. I think that's me done. It's funny how Edison wears number 31 as well. Man City win the Premier League with exactly 31 weeks left in the year on Phil Foden's birthday, number 47, when we were about to get the 47th US president. That was in my code. But you got to... I'll shut up, but it's better that you can see the beautiful view from that position as you speak to us through the window. Yeah, exactly. I've got the view. I know you've got a crappy view here, but you're here listening to me talk, aren't you? If you want a nice view, just go on YouTube and type in nice views, if that's what you want. If you're still an amateur, you'll only get better. We all start off as amateurs when it comes to coding. All right, so just keep learning and don't obsess over the money aspect of it. It's fun. It's a far better way to approach these games because you learn rather than just being zombified watching it. You can learn and see it play out. Like yesterday, Leeds Leicester, number 23 and number 9 scored. 23, the 9th prime, 239. All to do with the King. Leicester play at the King Power Stadium. King Charles is getting coronated with 239 days left in the year. So you start seeing it all play out. That 23-9 connection's huge. It's why Pope Francis went to the White House on the 23rd of September, 239. It's also when Brady made his debut, 239, 52nd prime. Kobe retired 5-2 in NBA Finals. I remember last year when I said Liverpool would beat Villarreal 5-2 on aggregate. How many people can call that? Over the 2 legs. They went down 2-0 in Spain, and I said they'll come back and win 3-2. Live, they did. Through the code. Not just because Liverpool equals 52. It was immensely deeper than that. Adam, your view on spirituality, I totally agree. Just saying. Be careful of this new age spirituality. Man City just scored. Wait. Has he been disallowed? John Stones for masonry. VAR checking the Stones goal. Wait, they've given him it? They're going to give him it, aren't they? There's a lot of goals late in first halves as well. You get a lot of... 47 minutes. I'm just talking about Foden, number 47. The league ends on his birthday. Look at Phil Foden's kid. Looks like Vincent Kompany, who, by the way, just got promoted. It's onside. Says Paul Merson. 2-0. City are going to win. Who set him up? KDB? I think he takes corners, doesn't he? Number 5. Wait, so number 17 and number 5 scored. Johnny Stones. Right. Well, someone was asking me about spirituality. I think the whole thing with like your Russell Brands and stuff pushing it, and Jim Carrey's spiritual awakening and all of that. I'd be careful of that. The people who believe you are your own God. There's only one God. I think when you deeply connect to God and you get filled with the Holy Spirit, that's the spirit I'm interested in. Not doing yoga or going to retreats and all of that stuff. It's funny, in yoga you do all of that, don't you? Somebody probably took a screenshot of me doing that and now saying that I work for the devil. Right, so that's my opinion on all of that. I said New Age spirituality. I've told you it's all yoga and being your own God and finding inner peace and accepting everything, accepting everyone for who they are and all of that. You've got to be careful. So that's when you start accepting Satan. Thank you very much, Linda. I appreciate it. That's a brilliant, what do you call that? A GIF, emoji? I don't even know. But a trophy in the hand. Thank you very much. Yeah, Russell Brand does say a lot of truth, but they're part-time truthers. They sprinkle truths with lies. They lead you the wrong direction. All right. But they'll tell you that the government's corrupt, and then you'll see them hanging around with politicians. They'll give you what you want to hear. They've got to gain your trust. They'll gain your trust. And then they'll take you down the wrong road, in my opinion. All of those. Again, Russell Brand gets... I've done a video about him. You'll have to watch it. Hey, Javier. Number 5 scored 15th City goal. Wow, 15. 5th triangle number. I came away from that scene when I got Jesus. I can feel something off with it. Yeah, you can. I think when you truly connect with God, you see through these deceivers. I used to like Russell Brand, guys. I used to listen to him. I used to listen to David Icke. I used to listen to Joe Rogan. All the stuff you go through at the beginning of your When you're just a curious guy, you listen to them, you go, wow, okay, these are really interesting. Then you realize they've got a massive platform and Satan wouldn't give them it if he weren't working for them. Then you just see the symbolism that they all do and that they sprinkle half-truths. So you see through them. The more genuinely spiritual become with God, like I said, not going on a retreat and doing yoga. I'm talking about genuinely, or listening to dolphin music, like getting that Holy Spirit just deeply engraved into your soul, which I feel I have, thankfully. John Stone's 50 reverse reduction, Johnny No Stones. Stone, I've told you, Masonry, Man City were saved by Freemasons, right? Heavily connected to Stone Masons, John Stones. John Stones just scored 333 days after his birthday. My goodness. Wow. Yeah, the numbers for City were pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. They've won their last 7 matches against Arsenal as well, which was an interesting fact. So, yeah, I'm waiting on Haaland to score. But I will genuinely be a bit disappointed if Haaland doesn't score with what I found, but it's not the end of the world. So a lot of these 2-0s with Arsenal, isn't there? It's a truck going past me there. So VAR overturned the offside call. Basically, technology had a final say rather than man. Technology decided rather than man. And that's where we're getting now, where technology basically wants to replace mankind. One of my favourite wrestlers growing up, who played multiple roles, Mankind, Mick Foley, Cactus Jack, Dude Love, showing you that one person can play multiple roles on the world stage. That's all that was with Mankind. 4-2 City. I don't know. I'm not sure Arsenal score at this point. I don't know. I'm not even going to guess. I'm not even going to guess a score. If for the viewers, you'd expect Arsenal to score the next goal for the viewers, or they might just have them get spanked. I really don't know. With me, I have to watch it. When I watched Liverpool Leeds with my dad, I called everything. If somebody live streamed me doing that game and what I was saying, it was just the people in the pub in Blackpool like couldn't believe it. It's like, how are you doing this? I have to hear the commentators. I have to see the stats that they bring up, because they often give away clues with the stats, and because my codes usually bang on, I can connect the stat that they appear. It's like when Firmino came on. It said he had, what did he say he had? He said he had 10 goals against Arsenal, and it came up, it said number 9 has 10 goals against Arsenal. I was like, okay, he's going to get 11. In front of all my friends, number 9, 11, the whole code was about 9-11. And he scored, didn't he, against Arsenal. It's like, number 9 has 10 goals against Arsenal. They didn't have to say number 9. They just could have said Firmino. They said number 9. I was like, okay, he's going to go 9-11. It wasn't a chopper. It was a water truck. A water truck. Right. I came away from that scene when I got... Oh, I've already read that. Right, I think that's enough from me, giving you an hour 43. So again, anyone who ever attempts to call me out, do a better job. You're embarrassing yourself, and learn how to spell, and give some genuine justification to what you're saying. Otherwise, you're just wasting everybody's time. Just like the guy who said on my Strictly video, oh, 78-year-old dies of cancer. You're embarrassing yourself with comments like that. You've got to do much better. Much, much better. So thanks for watching. If you're on my website, I'll look into the NBA for you, see if I find anything. I recommend you pick up a Bible. Recommend you do some physical activity. Look after yourself. Not to get too emotional about anything. Not to try and change the world all the time and change all your friend and family's opinions about the world. You're not going to be able to do that. Hey, how you doing, bro? Much love. You know who you are. Hey, brother, have to watch it again. Great guy, Riddler. Keep your spirit up. Yep. Lucifer doesn't exist anymore, I agree. When Lucifer got cast out of heaven like a lightning bolt, he became Satan, which means adversary in Hebrew, and he's been dead against God ever since Lucifer got cast out. Lucifer doesn't live amongst us, Satan does. Lucifer lived in heaven. He was the highest ranking angel, directly above God. And his pride got him cast out of heaven because he wanted to be on God's level. Am I right? It's inside you now. Lucifer's inside you now. Oh my goodness. Wow. Okay, we've got Lucifer in the chat, guys, even though Lucifer is Satan now. Right. Missed you, Adam. Glad to see you. Well, missed you all too. I miss doing these live streams. Enjoy them whilst they last, because I'm on my final warning on you. Can you a 30-game Acca one day? No. No, I won't do that. I ain't that good. I ain't going to claim to do that. I don't have the time or the passion or the patience to look at 30 games. All right, I'll leave on 45 likes. You know what? Smash that like for me before I go. Do me that favor, because my throat's really hurting now. My throat's hurting. I'm going to work on my book. Take care of you as well, Ryan. I'm going to work on my book. Should I go for a swim? I don't know. So I've already gone to the gym. I'll have to do these NBA games. I'll have a little glance as to who's playing. I think the Warriors are playing. It'll be a big game. But a close game because they're terrible away this season. Shocking away. Is it warm now in Mexico? Yes, very hot. I'll be taking my shirt off after this. It is very hot. And I've just come back from England. So again, I don't live in the Northwest. I live in Mexico. It's another accusation people hold on me, that I don't live in Mexico. Yeah, I do. I haven't properly lived in England for years. I left when I was 22. I'm now 37. So I was from the north. All right. I was from West Yorkshire. I am from West Yorkshire. I don't live there. Like the other day, someone went, "Oh, you've set your thing at a certain time." I was like, "No, I haven't, because that's your time zone. I'm in England now." "Oh, sorry, mate." Just again, silly accusations. West Ham 2-1. Okay, Forest 2-1. Interesting. Nottingham Forest and West Ham scored at the same time. It happens so often. The rumour is I'm from Essex. What rumour? I'm not sure, funny person. The rumours I'm from Essex. I've had rumours that I am a royal family member. Somebody emailed me 2 days ago saying that I'm an FBI agent. And that made me giggle. What else? I can't even think. Oh, of course, the Jesuit, the Freemason, the Satanist, the Hollywood actor. Somebody said I wear a mask. I ain't wearing a mask. I don't know where you get that from. Pretty funny, man. I work for Vegas. Somebody said I work for Vegas. Well, why would I get almost every pick right if I work for Vegas? Does that make any sense? When I get everything wrong, I'll get like 30% and get people addicted. Why would I work for Vegas if I get nearly every pick right? False prophet, false preacher of Christ. Zach Hubbard said I was 5'5" when I'm 5'11". That was a funny one. I'm 5'5". Wow. Just silly. A millionaire. Somebody said I'm a millionaire. Really? Millionaire? Wow. Okay. Illusion is Wolf Ferrell. You got me. I am. Never found that guy funny. Illusion is the Pope. Correct. I am the Pope. Okay. So worship me. Apparently from a YouTuber called Sonny Cardone, he said when Elon Musk's spaceship blew up, there was a demon in the smoke. That's what they say about 9/11. It looked like a demon. a smoke. Yeah, somebody said Kenya, my girlfriend's not real. Even though she appears in my lives, I've got, well, that don't mean anything, does it? But why would I make up my girlfriend? It's because of this. I've wrote a book about the Queen. The Queen became the Queen when she was in Kenya. She was the Queen of Kenya. I write this book. I start dating a girl called Kenya, who has a 111 necklace, and Queen Elizabeth was born the 111th day of the year. My connection with Kenya is amazing. I was out last night with her. But yeah, somebody said that I've made up my girlfriend. It's sad. Why would I make up having a girlfriend called Kenya? Well, because Kenya equals this in gematria. Well, what about her full name? I'll never give you a full name, but this is the stuff you deal with when you have any type of an influence. The most scandalous accusations. And yes, I make a lot of accusations, but come on, I back them up, don't I? That's what I'm saying. Do better if you call me out. Go for a swim. I think I will. You're one of the best loyal persons I know. Thank you, brother. You're a great guy as well with a pure heart. I don't know if we all have a pure heart, to be honest, any of us, but you know what I mean. You got a beautiful soul. How did you find England, Adam? Fallen. Lucifer in the chat said, I will destroy you all, but I like Adam. I don't know how I feel about Lucifer in the chat liking me, to be honest. But thank you. I'll take it. How did I find England? Mixed emotions. I went for my family, so it ticked every box. I hung out with my mum, my dad, my brothers, best friends. Did a lot of cool things. The weather, depressing. Well, if you allow it to be, but it really restricts what you can do if you allow it to be. Didn't enjoy the weather. Didn't enjoy the prices. I thought it was extremely expensive for what you got. I missed Kenya, my imaginary girlfriend. YouTube banned me for those 2 weeks. I don't know if it was a blessing or a curse, but they banned me whilst I was in England. My sleeping patterns were all over the place. It took me about a week and a half to adjust. I was going to bed at silly times and waking up at silly times. But England, I think it's collapsing. It's on the verge of getting destroyed, which I said 2 years ago. Watch out for the England and the US to get destroyed in our lifetime and probably in the next 10 years. And it's going that way. I feel like it's really getting hit badly. And I saw a lot of people in England who seem really sad, really lost, really exhausted. And I could understand why. I don't pity them. I don't look down on them. I can understand it. Because it's hard now in England. Everything's going up, apart from the wages. If they are, it's like slight. I was like gobsmacked with the prices. All right, Lucifer, you can prove it. That's fine. If you can prove it to us, great. King Charles getting coronated 240 days after he became king on 8/9, was born exactly 24 weeks after his mother's birthday. Brilliant. 8/9's the 24th prime. That's why I'm saying 24 is so big. It's such a big number. Home is Mexico and Lady Kenya for you. Again, it's a blessing having Kenya in my life. We make each other laugh. Obviously, I find her extremely attractive. I just really like being around her. And the key with Kenya is that she makes me laugh. And she has a beautiful awe and energy about her. And she doesn't take herself super seriously. Hans is in the live with the 55th like for Satan, the 10th Fibonacci and triangular number. Thank you, Hans. Much love to you. Great coder. Hope you enjoyed England. How did you find England, mate? You don't want to go to hell, man? I would just say read the Bible and hopefully you find God. And then that will for sure decrease your chances of going to hell. But again, who am I to say who's going to hell or heaven? I don't know. There'll be people on YouTube that will say, if you don't do this, you are going to the lake of fire. If you don't believe everything that comes out of my mouth, you will perish. All right, mate. I think I will focus on my journey with God rather than your journey with God and forcing it upon other people. So Hans just said exactly, Satan himself cannot create, he can only imitate. Unlike that of Satan, we humans can actually create since we are made in God's image, who is the creator. Know your worth. God loves you. He loves you all unconditionally and equally. That is true justice. Yep. He's bang on, Hans. That's why I really like him. City are in for treble. They won't lose. Very possible. You have a membership. Yeah, I do have a website. And when I say I don't think there's anywhere else online where you can get what I provide for $10, I'm just going off personal experience. I don't know that for a fact. That is not a fact. Many things in life are not facts. I just think, you know what, go get your McDonald's and a packet of cigarettes for 15 quid instead. See how that works out. So, yeah, there's always going to be people coming for you on this journey. The better you get, the more you reveal, the more people are going to come for you, because the more you're going to shatter people's illusions. And I've told you, the devil, he runs the show technically on earth. So he's going to try and silence people like me. He's tried so hard many times for me to give up. But he's working overtime because his time is short. And he's trying so hard to suppress the truth. Truth will set you free. Could not be true in this case. I think that's a beautiful way to end it. And have no fear. What I'll say to you, funny person, go online now and type in fear and the Bible, and it tells you all over the Bible to have no fear. When you have faith in Christ, there's no reason to be fearful. Read that, and that might help you. Why do I say number 22 constantly for the last 3 years? I can't really answer that question. It's a master builder number. I think the upcoming 9/11 anniversary is going to be huge, the 22nd year anniversary. I'm sure 22 connects with your life. You're just not aware of it because you've not coded yourself. But I don't know, when people ask me those questions, when I don't know anything about you, why you're connected to that number. I don't know. God is love and no limits. Exactly. Exactly. No, I've never heard of that phrase. So I'm off. Lots of questions. A lot of the questions you have, like, you can research yourself and come to your own conclusions. You know what I mean? It's important that you do your own research on yourself as well. Ask God, pray, ask God to guide you. Ask him what does the 22 signify. You'll be amazed at what happens. God wins, guys. Thanks for everything. I'm off. Take me off 56 likes, because someone will say I'm part of Society of Jesus with the 56, or I'm Pope because Pope's 56. Take me off 56, and then I'm off to go do my work. 1309, 139, 34th prime. It's still saying 56. Cheers, Alto. Amazing work, all of you. Appreciate you. Thanks to Lucifer in the chat who said he likes me. 57 here in London. Again, that's why the algorithm, it just plays games with you. Tells me 56, 45 in the live. Sometimes I say these numbers. That's not what it is. It's making them up. No, it says 47 in the live, 56 likes. See you later, Javier. Now it's 57. All right, I'll leave on that. The year of Super Bowl 57. All right, guys. Cheers. Much love. Take care. God wins, baby. Woo, 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 woo.